样威能，看来相信不到我的身体。必须认真了。我为宇宙，九霄河，金色国度，全开！终于使得两群女孩了，让我看看够不够格。微型宇宙，去！
Hello guys, welcome to the SwallowedStar channel to discuss and explain the exciting storyline of your favorite series, SwallowedStar episode 222. Before we begin, for the viewers waiting for me to explain the second SwallowedStar movie, please wait patiently because the script writing process will take quite a while. Because after checking out the movie versions scattered across websites, a lot of the subtitles are just completely off and not using proper language. Well, honestly, that happens a lot with the series version too. So let's be patient and move on to the story in this video. In the previous episode, Luofeng was carrying out a secret mission from the ancestral god sect to the Yuan territory to investigate a mysterious threat. In that area, he discovered the cruel slavery run by Yuano Master and decided to execute the fighters who had become Yuano's slaves. This action sparked a deadly battle between Luofeng and Yuano Master as they clashed with their domain powers. When his signature attack couldn't pierce Luofeng's defenses, Yuano Master was finally forced to bring out his secret weapon, a forbidden treasure in the form of a mysterious piece of black wood radiating highly destructive energy. The terrifying power of this artifact was so immense that its vibrations were detected by true god-level ruling entities from other major factions like the Demon Race, Space Beast Alliance, and Bug Race, who are now starting to move toward the region. So, what happens next? Alright, without further ado, let's jump right into the story. After Yuan brought out the strange object called the Black Divine Wood, his power jumped from Universe Level 3 up to Level 5. Up above the sun, the battle kicked off with Yuano Master attacking Luofeng by blindly swinging the Black Divine Wood. Not wanting to waste any time, Luofeng immediately countered with the Starfire, piercing the sky technique, the third move from the 10,000 Star Sermon map. However, thanks to the Black Divine Wood that Yuano Master was wielding, Luofeng's attack didn't deal a single bit of damage to his opponent. In the blink of an eye, Yuan even launched a combo attack by firing red lasers at Luofeng, followed by unleashing the Fen Mi, Burn and Destroy technique. To counterattack, Luofeng pulled off a combo he had never tried before by combining the powers of the I Am the Universe Golden Country and 9 Tiger River techniques all at once. But because it was so incredibly strong, a single strike from that mysterious wood was devastating enough to split the combined waves of the 9 Tiger River, forcing Luofeng to immediately focus all his energy into his peerless guest sword. A massive clash happened when Luofeng focused the power of the miniature universe into the tip of his sword, creating a radial patterned formation to block the heavy blow from the black wood. Even though he managed to parry the attack with all his might, Luofeng was still blown back thousands of miles and realized that every time he used the miniature universe technique, it drained 10% of his total divine body. Yuano Master was shocked that Luofeng could withstand his strongest attack. But as it turned out, Luofeng had already drained 20% of his divine body and concluded that even though his technique was super strong, he was still at a massive disadvantage if he had to get into an endurance battle against his opponent's Black Divine Wood. Once his technique's time limit ran out, Luofeng secretly reported in via his golden token and asked the ancestral god sect to send backup. After getting up, Luofeng immediately praised Yuano's strength. Instead of wanting to attack using the 9 Tiger River, the moment it was activated, Luofeng just straight up bolted from the scene. Not wanting to let his opponent get away just like that, Yuano tried to chase after Luofeng while spewing his flames at him. but thanks to the speed advantage from the Golden Country and Nine Tiger River, he successfully escaped from the area where the space had been locked down by his opponent. Left behind, Yuano Master could only scream in fury because he didn't have enough speed to catch up with Luofeng, who was leaving his territory, moving as fast as lightning. After successfully escaping into the silent void of space, using the coordinates from King Heavy Arrow's God Country, the backup from the ancestral god sect finally arrived. Seeing the terrifying figure of the Remoteness Master, this capybara was scared to death. It's really sad, guys. Its presence in this Donghua version is just acting as a lackey whose only job is picking up and dropping people off. But Luofeng still loves this pet because its price on the marketplace is pretty expensive, guys. Remoteness Master then explained that this issue was getting way more serious, to the point where all the major factions in the universe were getting involved. The Northern Territory Alliance, the Demon Race, the Prison Race, the Crystal Race, the Bug Race, and various other big factions had already started making their move. This time, they are assigning this mission to Universe Master level fighters to obtain the Black Divine Wood. It turns out that this item is known as a strange object, a natural treasure born naturally in a place called the Lands of Extremis, one of the 3 most dangerous regions in the ocean universe. A strange object is also a special item that will only be created under certain conditions, basically making its existence closest to a supreme true treasure. Because the item doesn't have any secret engravings, the user doesn't even have to bother studying it deeply. But the moment it's activated, the treasure will instantly unleash its maximum capability. Not only that, but that strange object is basically a natural enemy to the original universe, because its existence can ruin the stability of the universe's foundation. If any fighter manages to destroy the item, the original universe will consider it a massive service. As a reward, that fighter's race will receive a special blessing for a certain period of time, which will drastically increase the birth rate of strong fighters in their race. Once all the major factions found out that the master of Yuan was holding this forbidden artifact, obviously all the top-tier fighters rushed to hunt him down to get that reward from the universe. This time, Remoteness Master will step up first to face Yuan, wanting to see just how great his abilities really are. Upon arriving at the location surrounded by 12 massive continents, Luofeng took the initiative to lure out the target. He spread his Shiwu wings and activated Golden Country with an absolutely insane range, reaching a radius of 18 light-years. This technique completely wrapped the whole continent and surprised Remoteness Master to see the sheer size of the domain Luofeng was controlling, which even covered Yuan's territory with the manifestation of Luofeng's Shiwu wings. Luofeng's voice echoed throughout the space, challengingly calling out Yuano Master's name.
竟然已经这么强，冤啊！
Yuano Master showed up with explosive anger, mocking Luofeng for bringing backup from someone as great and famous as the Remoteness Master, who was actually willing to step in and bother teaming up with a kid named Luofeng just to fight him. In that battle, Remoteness Master challenged him to a one-on-one fight, and showed off his unique ability by transforming into a vast red ocean that surrounded Yuano Master. He then unleashed a highly lethal, legendary technique called the Remoteness Ocean Eye. Yuano Master pulled out his Black Divine Wood to block the attack from the Ocean Eye technique, which can create a giant whirlpool that keeps shrinking at high speed, compressing all the energy and matter inside it into a point as small as a neutron before detonating with unimaginable destructive force. Luofeng, who was watching this scene from afar, was completely amazed by Remoteness Master's power, which managed to trap Yuano Master right in the middle of that ocean ring without being able to fight back. When Yuano's body became as small as a neutron, a massive explosion went off, and boom! In the end, Yuano Master, who had previously shrunk down, suddenly experienced explosive growth and returned to his giant size while laughing like a maniac. He felt super arrogant because even a legendary technique like 9 Remoteness Ocean Eye couldn't deal any meaningful damage to him, all thanks to the Black Divine Wood's protection. This time, 9 Remoteness Master admitted that Yuanao's defense was extremely strong. Even his strongest secret technique attack, combined with self-detonation, had 90% of its destructive power blocked by that Divine Wood. In fact, that explosion just now only managed to reduce 0.1% of his total divine body. Well, in the end, the Remoteness Master decided to stay out of it and let the other factions step up just to see how they would handle him. From Luofeng's analysis, looking at fighters on the level of 9 Remoteness Master, Primal Chaos City Leader, or Master of Star River, their strength is the absolute highest at the peak of the Universe Master tier. But Luofeng never expected that an attack that strong would be completely useless. Thanks to that Divine Wood, Yuano Master's power right now seems to be almost touching the realm of a true god. Realizing the situation had spun out of control, Luofeng immediately opened his virtual universe network panel. He compiled an emergency report along with visual evidence of the strange object to send to his master, the Chaos City Lord. Not long after, the atmosphere got even more crowded with the arrival of Sea Lotus Master, a level 3 Universe Master from the Bug Clan race, who brought along 1,000 insect warriors at the Universe Overlord level. Following her were others from different factions, Sky Wolf Master, Golden Horn Master, and Flame Emperor, as well as Universe Master representatives from the Prison race and Crystal race. After their arrival, each faction took turns challenging Yuanao in one-on-one duels. But one by one, they were easily forced to retreat by Yuanao. Realizing that he couldn't be killed easily, Yuano Master kept showing off his power without any fear, even laughing because he felt so overpowered in front of the Universe Masters facing him. Eventually, all the representatives from the various factions chose to stop fighting and just chill in the corner, surrounding Yuano Master's territory. In that awkward silence, Sea Lotus Master complained about the other factions looking so lame against Yuanao. With a spoiled tone, she questioned why 9 Remoteness Master wasn't helping her. The reason the Remoteness Master was just observing there was that the various factions hadn't made an agreement yet. Only by working together would there be a chance to defeat Yuanao. He then advised the cute insect girl to wait until all the representatives from the other factions gathered first. Everyone's attention then turned to Luofeng, who seemed to be welcoming someone representing the human race. Not long after, the Ice Summit Master, also known as Bingfeng, arrived. The reason the human race representatives were late was because the true god on their side, the huge axe creator, was currently out in the ocean universe. So on the human side, no one could sense that the Divine Wood was rampaging in the original universe. But thanks to the message Luofeng sent earlier, the human race caught wind of the news. The situation quickly heated up when the Flame Emperor showed himself in front of the human race representatives. Seeing that, the Ice Summit Master openly showed hostility toward the Flame Emperor, who was a traitor to the human race in the past. The two of them clashed their domain powers, but because the Ice Summit Master's power level was 1 tier higher than the Flame Emperor's, the latter had to swallow his defeat in the face of the Ice Summit Master's dominance. Afterward, the Ice Summit Master threatened to destroy the Flame Emperor if they weren't in the middle of this highly crucial inter-faction meeting. The Flame Emperor could only hold back his anger, swearing to get his revenge someday. After that, the various factions gathered, and 9 Remoteness Master took control of the meeting as the representative of the Ancestral God sect to figure out the next steps for everyone present. Since everyone had personally felt Yuanao's overpowered strength, 9 Remoteness Master suggested teaming up to take down Yuanao. However, fighting him with pure physical strength didn't seem to do anything, and even trying to drain his divine body was impossible. Hearing this, Ice Summit Master brought up another idea, sealing the monster away using his pinnacle sealing true treasure, the Ice Mountain Palace. But this sealing strategy had one absolute condition. The other Universe Masters had to be able to dominate the flow of the battle. As long as they could get the upper hand and push Yuanao into a corner, the sealing artifact's power would be enough to drag him in and lock him away inside the Ice Mountain Palace. The Universe Masters from the various factions agreed, but not long after, the vibe got super tense with the arrival of an incredible aura from a true god.
你们的计划听上去不错。
这股威压是
可你们真有始祖
宇宙最强者。
把握将来 看元奥之主定，不知是哪位高人望中。
After revealing himself, the true god was recognized as the Black Universe Creator, also known as Heizhou, a level 3 true god in human form wearing the Black Universe armor and covered in golden flames. His presence exerted immense pressure on all the Universe Masters gathered there. The Black Universe Creator then offered a deal where he would lead the direct assault against Yuano Master in exchange for the Divine Wood. Worried that some other factions might reject his demand and try to steal the contribution rewards, the Black Universe Creator gave the best solution by offering up some of his own pinnacle true treasures to be distributed among everyone present. Even though a few factions were a bit reluctant, they eventually agreed because they didn't want to deal with or offend a true god, and in the end, they all accepted the Black Universe Creator's proposal. The extermination operation began with the various factions moving in above Yuano Master's territory. Under the leadership of the Black Universe Creator, he instantly locked down a spatial area of 100 light-years to prevent the target from using long-distance teleportation. You could see that all living creatures across those 12 continents were completely frozen because the laws of space and time there had been entirely brought to a halt. Seeing himself surrounded from all sides, Yuano Master roared in fury. He called the Universe Master's actions totally shameless because they didn't have the guts to face him one-on-one. Not only were they ganging up on him, but they even brought a true god into the mix to interfere in the battle. At the same time, Golden Horn Master and 9 Remoteness Master activated the Endless Light Domain, blasting it toward the enemy to suppress Yuano Master's movements. Realizing that he was totally surrounded by a massively combined force, Yuano Master wrapped up the story for episode 222 here. Well, usually it's Luofeng who gets ganged up on, but uniquely, this villain is the one getting jumped instead. Such terrible luck for him, guys. Alright, thank you to all of you who watched until the end. And don't forget to like, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, bye.